Your core energies today, Libra, are you are what you think, see beyond the past, and destiny path. It looks like right now you might be feeling stuck, thinking about a situation, or if you're not thinking about it, there is something that is still in the way of what you're doing today, what you're thinking about. And this element stems from the past, something that maybe it's making you think in a negative way, or something that it's giving you some sort of anxieties, questions. What's going to happen now? What will come out when it comes to that situation? There's a lot right here that makes you feel a little lost, or in general, it just makes you feel as though you don't fully know what to do next and what's going to come in next. First of all, we see you here potentially really overthinking. And whatever has happened with this abundance card following up is definitely something that impacted your very stability, the way you feel about yourself, about your environment as well, your foundation. Right here, this to me feels almost like a earthquake, where your very foundation starts to shake. And with that shake, all bunch of questions, all bunch of fears, potentially face your fear, come up as well. Things that you thought were stable, now you see them shaking as well, and you're starting to wonder, what am I gonna do next? What's next for me? Am I going to have to start all over again? So you're definitely going through, I wouldn't say a difficult time for some of you, definitely. But for a lot of you, this is just questioning things and trying to understand what to do next, what to expect next. Very important right here, see beyond the past. There's a big focus when it comes to a past situation, a past energy, person. Even for those of you who think that you have completely moved forward, that there is nothing that connects you with the past, unfortunately, even if just subconsciously, it's still there. And, in order to move from the past, to see beyond the past and see what you actually can accomplish today and tomorrow, you need to take it step by step. In fact, right here, we have small steps, big accomplishments. Don't feel like you have to wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden, no burdens, nothing of that matter. You need to make sure that you understand how important it is to do this step by step, because sooner than you know it, you will actually be on the other side of all of this, back to abundance. And if you feel as though you are lost, if you feel as though you are just stuck and there is nothing that is coming out of the situation, think again. Because you are on your path, this is your destiny path. You're meant to be where you are today. All you need to do is keep trying, because you're almost there. There is something, a victory, there is something coming up, but obviously if you don't walk towards it, it's not gonna show up. This is not something that comes in, it's something you walk towards. So these are the core energies. Let's unpack them and let's see what this is about, okay? Beautiful energy over here with the star, the Three of Wands, and the main energy for the reading today is the Seven of Pentacles. So I do perceive the fact that you are, as we were saying, feeling as though nothing is really coming up. Nothing is really showing up on the surface. Therefore, since you cannot see what's happening underneath the surface and behind the scenes, you're just thinking, I'm stuck. I don't deserve this, or this is never going to happen for me. It's not in the cards for me, but it is. If you were able to see right underneath the ground, you would see that everything you went through, everything you did up to this point has planted the seed, or the seeds in fact, for this beautiful reward to come out. You just need to be a little bit more patient, as we see right now. With the Seven of Pentacles, you need to focus on the long-term view, not the short-term success. Otherwise, you'll never make it. You need to be persistent. You need to make plans and to pursue your goal, even and especially when you feel you're the farthest away from it. That is the main energy for the reading. The first two cards we have here, King of Wands, Death, Rebirth. This is something that in the past you were very optimistic about. There's something really beautiful about this situation that just talks about vision, seeing things for what they could be, focusing on the potential, focusing on the future of this, looking at the big picture, overlooking maybe certain issues, certain obstacles, and maybe you ended up overlooking certain things that instead needed your attention back then, right? And don't feel bad about it. You just had your goal, you had your vision, and you wanted to move towards it. You had big dreams here, but eventually something came to an halt, something got interrupted, and it left a void. So it's hard to just think again and think, you know what? I will not take that as a sign. I will not take that as a failure. I will just take that as okay, not no, but not now. It's hard to think that way when you are emotionally connected to a situation. It's easy for someone external, a friend, family member, or even me to say, hey, you should do it this other way. You should think this other way. But it's hard when you are in it. Doesn't matter that it's not necessary though. It's necessary to do at this moment in time. You got almost like a taste of heaven here, a taste of what you could receive, what you could have, what you could build, which some of you actually already built it, but then it got taken away from you. And it wasn't easy. It was not easy, but for some reason it was necessary. We don't know the reason yet. We'll look into it. But again, don't forget, destiny path. This was meant to happen. Everything that we see right here was meant to happen, and very important for your growth, for your success, for your happiness, Libra. Now, as far as what you should do today, see beyond the past, take small steps. The Chariot, the Queen of Swords. You know, it's funny that we see take small steps and then the Chariot comes up, because as you can see also just by looking at the card, you can tell that this is something that moves fast. But let's not focus on the speed. Let's focus on the determination, because depending on how you look at something, you can see it as something that moves very slow, or you can see it as something that it's actually moving very fast. How do you do that? How do you see it so differently? It depends on how deeply you focus on the details. So if you take a step back and you see the big picture instead, you'll see that things have been moving. Instead, when you are living in the single day of this long chapter, it feels like it's never coming your way, right? It's never moving. So the advice here is zoom out, focus on the big picture, because there is a lot actually happening and a lot that is about to come your way. When you see it that way, you'll start taking action. You'll start changing your ways, your attitude, your mindset, and your thoughts. And even if there are obstacles, right here, it doesn't matter, because with your confidence, your willpower, you will take them all down. That's very, very important. And I just got this glimpse in the future of you one day looking back at this time in your life and be so proud of yourself for never giving up. Now, it's very important also with the Queen of Swords to make sure that these small steps that you take today are based on logic more than emotions. Right now, it's time to be very clear, honest, to create your boundaries and communicate those boundaries to the people, situations around you. You need to be very picky right now. Don't just think that you need everything and everyone. You need to be independent and at the same time open up and be vulnerable only to those peoples and opportunities that make sense logically, not just emotionally. That's fundamental for you to do right now. And have the conversations you need to have. Don't be afraid to lose people, because if once you create your boundaries, you start losing some people, those are people you never had in the first place. Those are people that are not worth keeping in your life, regardless. So act from that place of confidence and tell yourself, if it's meant to stay in my life, then it will. It's not going to run away. It's not going to disappear. So very important. And see beyond what you have gone through, where maybe in the past you said something or you created a boundary and eventually you lost a bunch of people, opportunities, whatever that was for you in the past. Right now, it's important for you to see beyond that and focus on yourself in order to move forward to the next phase, which is right here. It's in your destiny. As you know, with the Star card, we're seeing some sort of wish coming true. We see something here that you have been wanting for, you have been dreaming for. Again, you had a taste of it, and now it's showing up on the horizon once more. Three of Wands is definitely talking about some sort of event, something coming in which is showing you progress. Here, Libra, you'll know, oh, okay, now I see that things are moving finally, because I really thought that this was done, that this was not going to happen. Progress, new stage in this chapter, a new horizon, expanding your vision as well. This initial wish you had, vision, it's actually going to expand now because there is a new element to it. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of, I have to do it because it's good for me, not because my heart tells me to. I need to really look at the long-term view, long-term picture, and just do what's right for Libra this time. Not what's right for the other person and for the situation, for the connection, for the job environment. Screw that. It's Libra time. And this is really going to change a lot of things for you. The Three of Wands is telling you, stay the course. I'm not kidding you. Look it up. The Three of Wands say, stay the course. Stay there. Destiny path. Your time is coming. You are on the verge of something big. And you need to be brave at this moment in time. But you are brave, Libra. Whenever you don't feel brave, it's just because you're tired. Because you're tired of waiting, tired of trying. So in those moments, give yourself a break, come back to you, and then tackle this once more. Your main message today is, this is not over. You are not at the end of a chapter. In fact, you are at the beginning of something beautiful. You're on the verge of something beautiful over here. Be persistent. Demand things for yourself, and don't be afraid to push away the things and the people who do not match with that Queen of Swords energy. If you see them running, let them run. Let them go. Open the door for them. You're like, goodbye. It's very important for you to see it that way, okay? So now let's get to part 2 of the reading, where we're going to look at the evolution of the situation in the future. We're going to clarify some messages, and we're going to take a look at what you don't see coming, together with messages from your future self, Libra. If you want to watch part 2, you can find the link down below in the description box. Also, if you need a personal reading with me, don't forget that every Monday morning and Wednesday morning, I select people who have watched part 2 of the video to offer them a 100% free, personal, live, 45-minute reading. I send out emails and sometimes they go in the spam folder. Make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the upcoming preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to part 2 of the reading, Libra. Look at the bridging energy, taking us from this current situation to the incoming events. Right here we have you. We have justice, we have balance, we have finally something that matches not only who you know you are, but also who you're acting as. Because often we say that we want things. Oh, by the way, 10 of Cups right underneath it. We say we want things, we say we want to fight for things, and we just say a lot of words. When it comes to actions, it's harder because now actions make us vulnerable, put us in a position where we have to go one way or the other, sacrificing certain things, taking certain positions. And so it's hard to do that way. You know, words always tell who somebody wants to be, and actions tell who somebody already is. And right now, after you do this, we see things changing greatly for you because you are starting to take action. You are starting to believe that you deserve this. And so with justice, karma comes in and it matches your energy. It matches that thought of, okay, I really deserve this. And if you're not gonna be able to give it to me, then I'll get it from somewhere else. It's not the source that matters at the end of the day. It's the final result. It's the energy that comes from it. And we see how beautiful this can actually be with the 10 of Cups. There is such warmth to that energy. We see here support, love, happiness, just fulfillment, a major sense of fulfillment, which is where you are leading towards if you obviously make the right decisions. Now, before looking into the evolution of the situation, let me clarify these cards on the table. Let me see if there is anything else that you should know today about the current energies. Then we'll look into the evolution, looking into unexpected energies, messages from your future self. So let's start. Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and Page of Pentacles. All right. So there is actually more to this. And there is something in particular right here in the very center of the reading which you are really not see coming. It's as if we are already looking into the unexpected energies. But let's go through these messages and see what this is about. First of all, as you see,